I think now that we reached the final few days before Changli's banner, let's actually talk about whether you should skip Jingxi for Changli, or you should just pull for Jingxi and skip Changli instead. However, keep in mind guys, by the end of the day, your own fun, your own overall enjoyment for the game is the most important thing that you need to consider. If you like Jingxi, then go pull for Jingxi. If you like Changli, then go pull for Changli. If you like both of them, then make sure to use that credit card. So let's talk about Jingxi first and how she is so powerful to the point that it's really hard for Kuro to actually power creep her. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of content creators. Well, not a lot actually, I would say probably some of them. They said that if you have Jian, you can skip Jingxi. Why? Because Jian is a main DPS character and Jingxi is also a main DPS character, and she is not power creeping Jian in such a big gap, which honestly doesn't make any sense for me because to begin with, Jingxi is a spectral character and Jian is an arrow character. Both of them have different elemental damage, which you can use in 2AA for separate different tower. For example, if the tower buffs arrow damage, then you use Jian. If it is spectral, then obviously you use Jingxi, right? But also about her damage in comparison to Jian, I think it is almost night and day. Again, I'm not saying that Jian is now useless if you have Jingxi, because again he also has his own strength like grouping the enemies, and also for TOA that buffs arrow damage bonus. But if you are asking me about which one is stronger to fight against a neutral boss, Jingxi gonna blow him out of the water. And let me tell you why. Not only her team is really cheap to build, I mean you only need level 1 Yuanwu and Verina to do over 200k damage, but also her team rotation is not as complicated as Jian's team. For Jian's team, you need to make sure Mortefi's outthrow and ultimate skill is ready before switching to Jian, and on top of that you also need to make sure Jian's ultimate is ready. That alone is really hard to achieve because if you accidentally switch to Jian before Jian's ultimate is ready, then you have to build Mortefi's outthrow skill again, and that is a huge DPS loss. Meanwhile for Yuanwu, you just press E skill and you basically done with it. But the huge factor that makes Jingxi is so powerful than any other 5-star in the game right now, possibly even more powerful than Changli as well, is that she has two main sources of nuke damage. One is her ultimate and another one is her E skill, aka resonance skill. And the point that I think a lot of people and a lot of content creators were missing here every time they make guides about Jingxi is that not only her resonance skill damage is really high, but it also stops the timer. If you are coming from PGR, she is basically the same as second generation character in PGR, where you can constantly spam your ultimate over and over again for free damage. Now again, I'm not saying that any other unit in Wuthering Waves doesn't have time stop other than Jingxi. Of course they have time stop, even 4-star characters have time stop in Wuthering Waves, but it's only in their ultimate skill, while Jingxi has both in her ultimate and her Dragon Beam animation. What makes her crazy is that she can do this Dragon Beam consistently, because you only need to wait for her cooldown and you don't need to recharge your energy the same way like you recharge your character's ultimate skill. So the only way for Changli to power creep or at least as strong as Jingxi here is that they need to make her damage multiplier extremely high to keep up with Jingxi's Dragon Beam damage, or they could just add more time stop somewhere in her kit. But as far as I see here, she doesn't have more time stop other than her ultimate, so I would say her damage probably would be at the same level as Jian, Encore or Yinlin here, but not quite as high as Jingxi. And that is fine because for me personally, every new character release doesn't necessarily need to be stronger than previous character, because if that is the case, then basically every character is gonna get power creep in a month or something, right? As long as they are as strong as the previous character, or enable another character to do more damage here like Yuanwu for Jingxi in this case, I think that is fine. So yeah, again, if you want to have fun, just pull for whoever you want, but if you are aiming for meta, Jingxi is definitely someone that you don't wanna miss. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you still wanna skip Jingxi here or you wanna pull both right now? Let me know in the comment section below, and I see you guys next time. Peace!